Hello everyone, and welcome to That Football Podcast, your weekly dose of everything football. As always, I'm your host, Massimo Jesse, and today is going to be a special kind of thing. We might keep on doing this in the future, but we're going to be reacting to ZacDjellab and his YouTube video that is 1 Premier League hater versus 20 Premier League fans. Now, it has seen a lot of controversy online, and we'll see what we can get from it. We can get some taking points, all that sort of stuff. So we'll be reacting to that. Maybe we might keep doing this in the future, but we'll see how this goes. Let's just get straight into the video. Nothing more said.
My name is Luca, at JFTV Luca. I support Juventus, of course. And my statement is, the Serie A all-time 11 clears the Premier League all-time 11. Matter of fact, the second best all-time 11 in the Serie A beats the Premier League all-time 11.
It's a hell of a shout.
Crazy take. Well, let's hear his team, I guess.
3, 2, 1. Okay, Toby, welcome, my friend.
Hi, okay, so let's just start from the second 11 then.
Okay. First, we need to establish who's in the first 11 to be able to understand.
Yeah, I mean, you
who's
said
not.
the Serie A second 11.
Yeah, but I need to tell you who's in the first one, so we don't include.
Why?
those
There's
names
no
in the second.
point. If you're saying the second 11 is better, let's just go straight to the point.
Okay, I got Zoff. I got
Alright.
Zanetti.
Zoff is the second 11.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Buffon would be
Buffon
the
first.
keeper in the
Alright.
first 11. I got
Yeah, fair. I get that. Buffon number 1.
Yeah.
Zanetti, Thuram. I got Scirea. I got Chiellini. I got
So-
Matthäus.
So you put in Thuram over Van Dijk.
Thuram's fullback, first of all. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
and
a fullback in
you
my
mentioned
system.
4 people, so I don't know where you're
So
putting
Thuram, right back, or left back.
So
He
where's
could play
Zanetti then?
Left back or right back. It doesn't
So
matter. He
you
played
need
on
to
both.
choose one.
Left
Zanetti played left back and right back in his career, so it doesn't really matter in that one.
back Zanetti.
So
Primarily left back.
Okay, so Ashley Cole over Zanetti. Next.
Ashley Cole's winning that. I think. Maybe. But if you also... Maybe if he puts Thuram at like left back, then obviously I think Ashley Cole wins that. But yeah.
It's up for debate.
I don't think so.
Why not?
If it's not Roberto Carlos, I don't see anybody else talking to Ashley Cole.
So Paolo Maldini doesn't talk to Ashley
okay,
Cole.
well, Paolo Maldini. What?
Alright, he's got a point there. But Maldini's not going to be in his second all-time, it'll be in his first.
That's not your second 11.
No, but you just said no one else talks to him.
Yeah, we're talking about your second
For
11.
me, Zanetti, if you look at Zanetti, right? Captain of Inter, leader, legend, the most iconic Inter player of all time, the same Inter team that had Ronaldo Phenomenal in his prime. Yet Zanetti is the most iconic Inter player ever.
I don't disagree with anything you just said, but
Led
it's not better than
them-
Ashley Cole.
But, okay, you're talking about... Ashley Cole was a great defender. I'm not denying it, but it's up for debate. You can make that argument. For me, Zanetti, in terms of offensively, he had a bit more than Ashley Cole. One-on-one defending, you can give it to Ashley Cole. In terms of leadership, Zanetti. In terms of accolades, Zanetti. I think overall, you could easily make the case that Zanetti's a better defender than Ashley Cole. It's not ridiculous to say that.
Nothing you're saying is ridiculous. I just don't agree. Okay, so centre backs.
But so far, we're going pound for pound.
Yeah, right.
In terms of centre
Centre-backs.
backs, I got Giorgio Chiellini and I got Gaetano Scirea.
Now I'm taking Van Dijk and Terry, Van Dijk and Ferdinand, Stam. I'm taking any of those combinations over those two.
What?
I'd take VVD and Terry. Honestly, those probably 2 best centre backs of all time in Prem. Don't think VVD's not really debatable. Terry maybe.
Why?
I just think they're better players than those two.
What years did Gaetano Scirea play in?
I have no idea.
So you got to say these guys are way better than him. Scirea wasn't... Oh, look, listen, let me tell you something about Scirea, right?
Well done, mate. You're off. You're off. Go on then,
Yeah, go
Mons. I love it. Welcome.
See, again, with the first choice, sorry, I do believe there's a massive argument there. Second choice,
No,
where I
there's
feel like the
no
disrespect-
argument, no debate.
No, I don't want to say no debate. I just there's a. So again, I need to hear your full.
Oh yeah. I only
Yeah,
went
yeah,
for
I need to hear.
So I went Zoff, Zanetti, Thuram, Gaetano Scirea, Chiellini. I'd go Lothar Matthäus at the base in the 6, who played at Inter. I'd probably go Gullit. I'd probably go... I mean, this is all subjective. I'd probably go Ricky Kaká,
And this is second choice.
second choice.
And then you're going. And what's the front line? This is the important. I need to hear the front line.
I'd go Cristiano Ronaldo. I would go...
Man U beats him. Man U Ronaldo instantly takes over Juventus Ronaldo, but you know.
He was pretty good.
They've lost one already because the Man United Ronaldo is the one we're going to be using.
No, I didn't say nobody gets in the 11.
Okay,
I just
go
said
on.
it's a better team.
Okay, so
You understand?
Cristiano Ronaldo at 34.
Well, 33 to 36, same guy that scored 100 plus goals in all competitions in 3 years from 33 to 36.
Yeah, okay.
Very impressive. Not many players.
Cairo Immobile probably done something similar to
Immobile
that.
didn't do that at all. In terms of numerically, they're not comparable. Ronaldo's the fastest player to score 100 goals in all competitions for an Italian side at 33. He came as...
Let's hear the right wing and left winger.
Of course. I would probably go Francesco Totti in there and probably Alessandro Del Piero. And Roberto
who's in your
Baggio.
first team one? Just so this is more for me.
Yeah.
Who's in your first team one?
I would go Buffon, Cafu, Nesta, Baresi, Maldini, Pirlo, Platini, Zidane, Maradona, Van Basten, Ronaldo Fenomeno.
Okay. Yeah, I get his statement. City are all-time, clears Premier League all-time. No one's chatting to that team. Honestly, that defense, midfield. The fact is that he put so many Ballon d'Or winners just in his second team is crazy. And then, you know, that front line, insane. Yeah, I get the second. I get the first Premier League all-time beats Prem all-time. But we got to hear the front options for City are second all-time.
And then, just to establish my second team again, just so you remember, Zoff, Thuram, Scirea, Chiellini. I would go Zanetti, I said. Matteus at the base. I'd go Roberto Baggio. I would go Gullit, Kaká, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, Totti.
And then
Del Piero.
Totti or Del Piero.
Yeah, for me,
I'd go Del Piero.
I think the Premier League team clears the second team.
I think, in terms of attacking-wise, Premier League all-time, clear that. But on my days, no one is chatting to that midfield, even in the Serie A second. That's crazy.
Clears is very, very
I
bad.
consider only.
Put forward your Premier League team.
Yeah, go on.
So,
And this is first team.
I'm from an attack for first of all, Thierry Henry.
Yeah,
We're not even
Thierry Henry's a great
We're not
player.
argue that one there. Cristiano Ronaldo on the left. Not gonna.
Well,
argue
it depends the formation we play, because I said a diamond, so obviously we have to come to an agreement on the team. Because we don't have, in terms of...
No, it can be comparison in terms of like three
Okay,
midfielders,
yeah.
three
So
attackers,
United
four
Ronaldo better than
defenders.
Juventus Ronaldo, sure.
That's my thing.
Yep.
Thierry Henry for me clears anyone in that second team.
In terms of prime, time spent in the league, Totti is Serie A. Longevity, you go Totti.
It's not really trying to hear Thierry Henry arguments. No,
Go through your
No,
full
I'm just making a
Liverpool
case.
list.
I'm just arguing for the sake of it.
Go through your
Liverpool
full
base, I'm going to go Mohamed Salah. He was obviously in the league, of course, but Mohamed Salah on the right as well. Then you got players like, and by the way, this is a debate. You got players like Wayne Rooney there in the midfield. You got Lampard, you got Gerrard, you got Scholes, you got Yaya Toure.
They are not chatting to that second all-time 11 for Serie A. Let's be real. No way. Matteus, Gullit, and Kaká. Come on. As a joke. In the second team.
You got all these guys. I mean,
I left out a lot of big names
and
as well.
I didn't even get to Kevin De Bruyne. You got so many players. You got Claude Makelele as well. That again, the Chelsea legends. These guys here for me in the midfield are. It's just. I don't want to say maybe outside of Gullit clears the guys that you've named in my opinion.
It's not true.
Okay, that's just
I
subjective
named you.
opinions.
I named you 2 Ballon d'Or winners in my midfield. 3 Ballon d'Or winners in my midfield.
The names I give you, I said your back line for me, because it's like the league. Look at your organisation. The back line clears first and second for me, because the back line in what you guys have produced over the years, it's undeniable.
Yeah, it's the best defensive
But
league
from
in the world.
midfield and up, I think there's a reason why our fodder goes to your league and looks like the cream of the crop.
In the last 15 years. So again, you're being selective with your time frame. The best players of all time. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
enough.
The best players of all time have played in La Liga and the Serie A. Do you understand?
I agree. No, I agree.
And their peak was in both those leagues. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was big in the 80s and the
Of
90s,
course.
early 2000s. Calciopoli destroyed the Serie A. But up until then, all you have to do is thank the Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio for destroying the league because of Calciopoli. Otherwise, the Premier League wouldn't be what it is today.
Again, but we're going away from the argument. I'm just talking about your second team, talking about how you think it would clear.
No, I didn't say clear. I said it's better.
It's better. Yeah, I don't think so. As I said, go in your front three, your midfield three. I think we clear you in those situations.
Can I just reiterate my midfield?
Okay,
I got
go on.
Matteus at the base. 1990 World Cup winning captain, 1990 Ballon d'Or winner.
Right.
You didn't even name your Ballon d'Or winner.
Rodri. I didn't even get there. I didn't even name.
Oh, come on, man. Don't go with this Rodri bollocks. Come on. This is bollocks. Serie A clears him. Probably defense. I think the only one that can chat is probably Ashley Cole. Defense Serie A. Midfield Serie A. Attackers Prem. All time. Overall. I think his statement's right.
Rodri, I didn't even get to Rodri.
But in terms of in terms of sixes, you can't compare Mateus and Rodri right now. Rodri's had 3 years at the top of football. You're talking about that.
But you mentioned
and
Ballon
then I
d'Or.
said Gullit.
You mentioned Ballon d'Or, and then you're talking about prime. So is it prime or longevity? Which one are you going with right now? Because you're kind of jumping between prime and longevity.
Mateus has both.
Okay, so who matches Mo Salah's longevity in your attacking forward? Who matches
Del Piero. Del Piero at his best was the best footballer in the world. In an era of Zidane and Ronaldo phenomenon.
Salah's never been the best winger in the world.
Never.
And Henry's never been the best striker in the world.
Yes, Henry, yes, but you went Salah. You didn't say Henry.
He said Henry up front. He did say Henry up front.
Fair enough. Cristiano Ronaldo was undoubted.
No, but when
no debate.
I'm not. No, he did say Henry, but you just said Salah, and you said who matches Salah, and I named you two. That's what I'm saying.
But again, Salah's been at the top of the game for 9-10 years, so that's not clear. That's a debate. I think that's more of a debate.
What, Del Piero or Salah?
It depends. Del Piero was predominantly a slightly different player, different build, different mode. So I feel like that
different
comparison's
footballers, of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? But generally speaking, I think when I name you the Gerrards, the Lampards, the Scholes,
none of them get in. They don't get in. I'm sorry.
I just.
So De Bruyne.
What argument is none of them get in? There's not
because in terms
attribute for attribute. There's no attribute for attributes. Like what we talking like.
They don't get in for me.
Maybe for your all time, but as I said, like when it comes to these players, there's a reason why either they couldn't be prized away from their club, or when they were trying to be prized, it was your players trying to sign them.
But did you hear the names I named?
I understand. I understand the
said
names that you named.
Gullit. I said Roberto.
The City R guys were right. You can't. There's no way Lampard and all that. They aren't walking to the team. What are they doing internationally? I just think as well better overall footballers. That midfield crazy. Mateus, Huller, and Kaká. Yeah, no one's chatting to that. No one's chatting to that.
No, I said Gullit. I said Gullit is the one. Right.
So you're saying Gullit cool, but no to Baggio. When Baggio is the best Italian footballer of all time. Come on,
even
man.
that, I don't know if it's for me. That's your knowledge to mine in terms of Italian football.
Baggio is the biggest talent Italy has ever produced. By a mile. He was at 17. He tore his ACL. He was told he would never play football again. So he was the world record signing for an under 18-year-old.
As I said, if you're talking all timers.
Yet at the peak of his powers, he still fluffed the penalty which sent Italy out of the World Cup.
All time eras are different, but I believe some of these footballers who are named the best of time with the nostalgia merchants involved, they don't easily walk into these leagues and act like it's a playground football. We've had enough arguments today and enough debates today to know that walking into the Premier League is more different than being successful in your own league.
Well debated that, by the way, really, both of you. We've got a minute left. We've got 1 minute left. If anybody wants to come in and add towards that debate. 3, 2, 1. Anybody up for it? Okay, we'll call it there. Really good, Luca. Absolutely smashed that. Congratulations, well done.
Yeah, I think that CDR guy won. I think definitely he won that. I don't think anybody's chatting to that midfield three. And I just think overall that basically, obviously attackers, I think Prem wins that. But then, you didn't even name Alan Shearer, which is a bit crazy out there. Also, thinking about Michael Owen, like Ballon d'Or winner, 17, 18 years old, top back-to-back Golden Boot winner, which is insane. Like, the only youngest guy to win the Ballon d'Or was obviously R9, but obviously he was in the Serie A first team. So, I think, yeah, the attackers, Prem, no one's chatting to that midfield, Serie A, and I reckon only Ashley Cole is just getting into that left-back position, but all the rest, Serie A. So, overall, Serie A, I think, wins that debate, and I think the Juventus guy won the debate. Good on him.
We've got Stuart here first, our PSG fan. Stuart, into this camera, please say your topic.
The Premier League is the real Farmers League.
Okay.
PSG fans saying this, by the way. PSG fans saying this, just remember that.
Hey, the Premier League is the real Farmers League. 3,
Bring it on.
2, 1. Okay. Please, Alice, welcome. Welcome to the table. The timer has started. Alice, what would you say in response?
I don't know how you can call the Premier League the Farmers League when I think it's the best league in the world. The fact that Manchester United and Tottenham were atrocious last season, 15th and 17th, and then Europa League final, Chelsea battered you in the Club World Cup final. I think that PSG would be, they'd sometimes win the league in the Premier League, but I think sometimes they could be in a top 4 battle for Champions League football.
Okay, the Premier League is the real Farmers League because tell me how many different clubs have won the Premier League since 2012.
Tell me how many in the bloody Ligue 1, how many different winners were there in the last 10 years? Come on.
2018, sorry. Always the same club winning the Premier League over and over.
Always the same club. Oh, really?
Yeah. You complaining about the Bundesliga or PSG winning the Liga over and over and over again when it's the same with the Premier League. There's no competition anymore. The real competition in Europe, the league in Europe, is the Serie A in Italy, where you have a different club, different season that is winning the trophy. I believe the Premier League is boring now.
But this season, it could be Liverpool, it could be Arsenal, it could be Chelsea, it could be City. There's not one team that we think is going to run away with it. Definitely not Tottenham, but we don't know who's going to win it. Like, City had a bit of dominance, but then Liverpool won it last year. Arsenal think they're going to win it, but they like second place. Like, no one's sitting here thinking they're going to run away with the league. Whereas with
I'm talking about
PSG.
European football, and also how many Premier League clubs have won the Champions League since 2012?
Liverpool,
Only 3
Chelsea,
times.
City.
Yeah, exactly.
How many Champions League winners have they been from Ligue 1 all time? Tell me that. 2, Marseille, and now obviously PSG.
So
Don't chat.
So it's all about European clubs. The disrespect towards the other European leagues is awful. Considering that if you take the example of, we can debate the legitimacy of the Ballon d'Or, but out of the 68 Ballon d'Or, only 7 have been won by players that were playing for Premier League club.
Barcelona, Real Madrid bias in a Ballon d'Or.
No.
Everyone knows that.
No.
Like, you're
Only
Barcelona.
7 players while playing for a Premier League club won the Ballon d'Or. 61 were coming from European leagues.
That doesn't necessarily mean that was the best. At the time, it might have been the best
players
league.
are not necessarily playing in the Premier League.
But
That's
right
what it
now,
means.
the Premier League is the best league with
Why?
the strongest
Because you
players.
have better camera angles. You make it look better than the other leagues, but it does not mean
it's tougher.
What do you mean we make it look better than the other leagues? It's football. You can't make it look better. It's football. The fact is that the Premier League is way better and is the best league in the world. Tell me right now that I'm wrong.
League where like
I don't think it is.
Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Villa, I think is top 4 in any other league. Like, there's some really strong teams where they might finish 8th, 9th in the Premier League.
So you think Bournemouth can win the Serie A?
Not win, but
Top
I think they
3
could
of the
get.
Serie
I
A?
think they could get 4th or 5th. I do. I actually think it's strong. I think it's strong.
No.
I think the
I think
mid-table
that is
teams
ridiculous.
in the league is
If you
strong.
know European football, the top 5. Hey.
Okay, Alice, well debated, my friend. Please take a seat. Well done, Alice. It's hot. It gets hot in here.
Mate,
It gets hot.
mate.
Okay, we're going to have somebody else come
This guy's a bloody fraud. Let me put that out there. This guy's a bloody fraud.
to the stage in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Rory.
Rory. Let's see what he has to say.
Looking like you pulled your hamstring
Arsenal
there.
are amazing. Amazing. Perfect.
Okay, Rory,
Perfect.
please jump in.
Greetings. Your 2 arguments so far,
Yeah.
one of them was how many Premier League teams have won it in the last,
Yeah,
let's call it
recent
a
years.
decade.
Yeah,
Call
yeah,
it a decade.
yeah.
4 Premier League teams have won in the last decade.
Yeah.
How many Ligue 1 teams have won Ligue 1 in the last decade?
I'm not talking only about PSG. I'm
3.
talking about the Farmers League, the disrespect towards the European leagues in general. Obviously, I'm a PSG fan, and if PSG was to play in the Premier League this season, we would finish top 3 easy with the squad that we have.
But if
okay?
we're talking
No.
Farmers
I'm
League,
I'm talking about Farmers League. Farmers
said-
League, you as a Premier League fan, you use this term as a Farmers League to show disrespect towards the other European leagues in general. I'm here obviously to represent the champions of Europe, myself, but also the rest of Europe.
yes.
So you're taking the example of the French league. Yes, how many French teams won the Champions League? Only 2. Marseille, it's debatable how they won it, by the way. and PSG, obviously. But I agree with that. But when you take the example of the other European leagues,
Yeah.
I mean, you
But
guys
so
are too arrogant.
You've said the Premier League is the Farmers League.
Yes.
So I'm just using Ligue 1 as an example.
Okay, go
Happens
on.
that you're sat here. 4 Premier League winners in the last decade, 3 Ligue 1 winners in the last decade. You said how many Premier League teams have won the Champions League since 2012? 3.
Yes.
Can you name a single other league that have had more different winners of the Champions League
More different winners.
in that time?
You can't. You literally can't. And you look who's in the final of all these ones. It's Prem sides. Because we're actually good. We're actually a good league. Maybe.
In the last decade.
Yes.
You're right, it's mainly Real Madrid or Barcelona.
So
they
no
haven't
other
won in
league has had
ages.
more different Champions League winners in the last.
Okay,
12,
yeah,
however many years.
that's a good point. That's a very good point. However, you're not dominating European football, and your league is made by players that are coming from European leagues.
We want
You're an Arsenal fan.
two-
Who are your legends? Thierry Henry, and who is your best gaffer? Is French, Arsene Wenger.
Yes.
All the European players, all gaffers that have made the Premier League,
Leave.
they're coming from
Because they want to leave crap leagues to actually play good European football.
European leagues, all of them.
Leave France to
No,
go
not
to
only
a proper
France. But
league.
you take all
Well, that's
the
what they
others.
do. They
No,
leave
that's what I'm
France, they
saying.
go to a proper league.
Proper league.
Yes.
Because it looks better on camera. What do you mean proper league?
Because it looks better on camera. Shut up.
Looks better on camera.
Well,
looks
more
better in
entertainment,
person.
more better camera angle. Well, you don't have more technical
You
players.
tell me
You
why-
have physical players. You kick the ball like the English style, and have it go physical. Like your players are not technical players.
You tell me why no one wants to sponsor Ligue 1. Why you're scrambling around trying to get
That's
Uber,
a very
Uber
good
Eats
point.
to
Do you
sponsor
know what?
the
I have
league.
the
Because no one wants to actually watch crap European football. You can see with the example last year. Now they're sponsored by McDonald's. What embarrassment. How embarrassing. Maybe they actually want to watch good European football in other leagues.
perfect
Why?
answer for you. Because it's more tax efficient in the UK. You have way more taxes in France. Why do you think Saudis wanted to invest in Newcastle and not a French club, Liga? Because it's from a financial perspective, it's more interesting financially because you want to talk finance. It's more interesting financially to invest in the Premier League than France. You pay more taxes in France as well, and it's more entertaining to watch the Premier League. I get that because you make it look better.
Yeah.
But
okay,
from a
so,
pure football perspective,
But that's the
European
point.
leagues can definitely compete with you and are better than yours.
so we are grateful to HMRC for the fact that we don't have a farmers league.
Exactly.
I don't.
That's what you should do, yeah.
So that's your point. But in terms of actual football, that means that you are a farmers league because players have to leave if they want.
He makes a good point there. Cheers up to Rory. This guy's an absolute fraud. He has no idea what he's talking about. People leave like League On and actually go to a better league. And if you see them going from the Prem to League On, they're usually dropping down because they can't get a team. Look at Mason Greenwood. You look at like Lacazette falling off at Arsenal. They just go back. And how come they suddenly start playing like absolute beasts when they go to League On, when they couldn't do this in the Prem?
A successful career.
They want to make more money, yes.
Yes.
That's it. I'm not. They don't need to leave to have better talent and to be better players.
But they're
leaving
leave.
to make more money.
But the point is they do leave.
They do leave
And
because
that
you offer.
renders-
This is money at the end of the day. We're talking about the Premier League and modern football. We're not talking about the old days. So why do you think players go to Saudi?
For money. But that
There you
doesn't
go.
make the league good. That's the point.
Why do you think players
But that's the
they
point.
prefer to go Saudi than the Premier League, for example?
But what we've established is the Premier League has more Champions League winners, a higher variation of Premier League winners, more talent, which you've just said yourself. I'm struggling to see where it's a farmers league.
Because there's no competition like before.
We just said there's more competition. There have been more winners.
No.
And the favourites to win this year would be a fifth.
Take the
team.
example of the Serie A in Italy. You have a different winner because
No, you're,
your
saying,
argument.
you're saying the
you-
Farmers League, so it doesn't need to. We don't need to look anywhere other than
Okay.
Ligue 1. Let's focus
So
on Ligue
if-
1. There is
why
one
Ligue
favourite
1?
every year.
Yes.
So where's the competition?
Well, since the QSC, the Qatar owners took over, we haven't won the league for too long.
You serious?
We're winning the league. We lost the league to Lille. We lost the league to Monaco as well. But if you take the example of the Serie A, for example, you have a different winner every year.
Okay.
So
I
you
feel
know,
like
there's
I feel
no
like-
competition like before, in my opinion.
Right.
It's not as entertaining as
So that's-
before.
Well, thank you very much. You've made my point for me. I'll walk. I've made all my points.
Jump away if Rory's happy with that. Maron, welcome, my friend. Please, not
Saudis.
too long left. So
Qatar against Saudi
please
Arabia.
jump in.
No, I still actually don't get your main point
Which
because
is?
the Farmers League means that it's the worst league in terms of the quality.
Farmers League means all other leagues that different from the Premier League are considered Farmers League. You consider the
By who?
Bundesliga by the English fans in general.
This guy's an absolute fraud. He has no idea what he's talking about. My take on Farmers League, which means there's basically zero competition from the start of the year. You know who's going to win it. Take example from Ligue 1. At the start of the year, you know that PSG is going to win it. You know that PSG is going to win the Coupe de France or whatever it is. the other trophies. Look at Bundesliga. You know Bayern Munich's going to win it. Look at the Prem. At the start of the season, did you know who was going to win? Arsenal, City, Liverpool, maybe even Chelsea. Champions of, the world, apparently.
If you talk to them about Bundesliga, they will say it's Bayern Munich winning over and over again. It's a farmers' league. That means there's no competition, there's no good players, there's no this and that. The Premier League is the best league in the world.
He's just made the point. He's just said that Bayern Munich will win and win it over again. The Farmers League, they are the real Farmers League, according to his logic. What an absolute fraud.
World. You talk about the Serie A, they will tell you it's a farmers league. You talk about La Liga, potentially La Liga, they will tell you it's either Bayern Munich, Real Madrid or Barcelona winning year in, year out. So you talk about the farmers league as not being the worst league in the world, but as being one of the less competitive league in the world.
But how can you say it's less competitive?
Because the Premier League is all about Man City these days. Let's be honest.
But we all know that's not true.
Yeah, it is. It is.
At the start of the season, did you know who was going to win the Premier League?
But it's not.
Thank you for bringing up that point.
At the start of the season, did you know who was going to win Liga?
But who end up winning?
Did you know who was going to win Bundesliga?
No, you don't know. You want to talk about you want to talk about the table in the Ligue 1. The point difference between Marseille and us is like 3 points.
And so you think realistically Marseille are going to win the Ligue 1?
Why not? Why not?
And who else?
Well, you have Lille, you have Monaco as well. They're doing well.
I think
and we lost the league to Lille and Monaco when we had the Qatar.
If you're talking about Farmers League, we're talking about the quality of the league from top to bottom.
Football, yes.
Yeah, and the quality of football. You have a variety of different managers playing different styles of play. You have all the top players wanting to go to the Premier League. So there's no chance that you can call it a Farmers League above European leagues.
If Newcastle was to play in the Serie A in Italy or in La Liga in Spain or in the French league, do you think like you're gonna smash everyone in that league?
Is Eddie Howe coming with us?
That's a good question.
Do you know what I mean? So
do
you think you're better than Inter Milan? Do you think you're better than Juve? Do you think you're better than PSG? Do you think you're better than Barcelona?
No one's
Real
saying
Madrid?
that. If you're talking about the top clubs, there's great clubs in every league.
Okay.
But Farmers League is going to be about the
Real
quality
Madrid,
of the opposition.
Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juve is slightly difficult these days, but most of the European clubs can finish top 3 in the Premier League.
We're done. That is 10 minutes. Well debated, guys.
All right. Firstly, may I put out there, this guy's a fraud. He has no idea what he's talking about. Firstly, you've got literally like one of the worst examples. Probably the worst example you could probably get was Bayern Munich. Since like over the last 10 years, there's literally only been one other winner, Bayer Leverkusen, when they went crazy, other than Bayern Munich to win the Bundesliga. So that's probably the worst example. But you've got the second worst example, PSG. Literally, they dominated every single year Ligue 1 just because there's no other competition. There's no other teams that come even close. Didn't they go like undefeated last season? Come on. Just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Also, Premier League is literally going to be the lowest. I'm going to say Bundesliga, Ligue 1, third would definitely be third La Liga, fourth Serie A, and fifth Premier League, because this is over the Europe's top 5 leagues. I'm only saying that because when can you go to any other league that you can see Wolves, literal 20th Wolves, nearly beating number 1 Arsenal and taking them on? It literally had to be in like basically the last minute. What other league do you see like all these bottom teams literally getting draws out of champions Man City, like treble winners Man City, Liverpool, champions of England? It's just, oh my, this guy has no idea. And I don't think there's anything else to be said, because I'm pretty sure it's all laid out there in those arguments. He's a fraud, no idea what he's talking about. Let's go into the next debate.
Hi, my name's Liam, the Bayern View, support Bayern Munich, and my debate is the Premier League isn't the best, it's just the richest.
Okay, the Premier League isn't the best, it's just the richest. If you would like to come and debate that...
Come on, man. We've just established it. It is the best. Are you going to see bloody... Oh, I don't even know half the teams in the Bundesliga. But are you going to see... Oh, no, Schalke are a half-decent team. What's like a crap team? Mönchengladbach are half-decent. Well, isn't that St. Pauli? Aren't they in the Bundesliga? Get St. Pauli to take a draw or maybe even beat Bayern Munich. You're not going to see that in the Bundesliga.
In 3, 2, 1, come to the stand. Okay. Quickly, is this counting down?
I can't tell. Don't think so.
No,
it's not. There we go. Without further ado, go.
Right, I know how lethal these yellow cards are, so I'm going to put all my counterpoints out, and then you just address them afterwards, however you want. Firstly, if you look at the most expensive transfers in the history of football, I think top 10, 3 of those are from Premier League teams, 5 from La Liga, 2 from PSG. So in terms of the top team spending the top money, the Premier League's not necessarily dominating that. Second of all,
he makes a very good point. Think about the biggest transfers in history. What comes to your mind? Neymar, Barcelona to PSG. Neymar from PSG to Al Hilal. Think about it. I think at the time, that Ronaldo transfer from Manchester United to Madrid, so Madrid bought him, was the most expensive at that time in 2009, I think it was. I have no idea. He raises a very good point. Sunderland fan, by the way.
If the Premier League's not the best league, how can... Find me another league where the team who finishes 9th, 3 of their back 4 get handpicked to be the marquee defensive signings of 3 of the top teams in the world. Bournemouth, Dean Howson's gone to Real Madrid, Kirk has gone to Liverpool, Zabani's gone to PSG. I feel like you don't see that overall quality up and down the league in any other of the top 5 leagues. And I think another thing that you have to take into account, I need to find next year to talk about Sunderland, obviously, but you look at us, we've come up, yes, we've got money, but... It's an ambitious project.
A lot of transfers.
You've attracted a lot of good players, but then you look at another league. Paris FC, for example, they've just come up to Ligue 1. They've got this massive backing from Red Bull. They probably have just as much, if not more money at their disposal than Sunderland do. Are players going to be inclined to go and play for a recently promoted Ligue 1 team, or maybe it's like a Serie A team? They're not, because it's not as good as the Premier League. I feel like, yes, don't get us wrong, it probably is the richest league, but that's because the most quality is on display, and that's why the most money gets generated.
No, I hear you fully, but at the same time, like, you know, look for instance, you just come up and you take Xhaka straight away from one of the better teams in the Bundesliga anyway, which I'm glad, don't get it twisted, but at the same time, that's not the point of this debate. And then I would also say, you know, when you look at Bayern Munich, when we won the Champions League, you know, smashed everyone, and people call it the COVID one, but whatever, it is what it is. We were smashing everyone. You know, I would have loved to play Barca again. You know, that would have been amazing. But the team was worth 100 million overall, where, you know, what was City's team won, you know, when they won it, when they won the treble. You know what I mean? That's where my counter argument would go with that. So yeah, like with the Premier League again, you get like Leon Bailey went to, I believe, Villa, I believe it was. Yeah. You know, loads of our players are built. Look at Marmoush, for instance. You know, what's he done at City since he's been there? Nothing, really, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Where he could have come to Bayern, and I think he would have been one of our better players, in my opinion. So,
and I can understand your point, but I feel like the best teams in each division is one conversation, but when you look at the league as a whole, I think that's what makes the Premier League the best. I think if you look at the likes of the bottom-end teams in Serie A, bottom-end teams in Ligue 1, they would get absolutely whitewashed by every team in the Premier League for the most part. I feel like, unless you feel free to disagree, other than the likes of Como who've come up, they've done quite well for the most part.
Yeah. No, okay.
I feel like...
Only, I think, because of like the system in place, the fans, and their love for the manager, says Fabregas, that's probably the only reason why. Good team.
Fair, but at the same time, would there not be more Champions Leagues in England then, if that was the case?
But we were talking about this before. There's been more in the last however long. There's been more different Premier League.
It's already come up before, you bloody tart. Oh my! How many times do we have to keep going over and over with this?
Winners than there has any other league.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I just think, you know, even with the Serie A, that was the main league, you know what I mean, and now, you know, it's not. It's terrible. It's absolutely diabolical, to be quite honest with you. So
exactly. So there we go. We're talking about these top leagues being bad.
Fully. But I mean,
that is why the Premier League is the best.
Yeah, no, I see that. But with all of the money, like look at the 50+1 in the Bundesliga. You know what I mean? We can't have, you know, sheikhs or whatever coming over and.
Okay, well done, Pazik. Nicely done. Alice, welcome. Go ahead.
So,
I won't talk about it. With the Premier League, it's one of those leagues where like you can be a really good team that spends a load of money and you might not even get Champions League football. Okay. You know, you've got 6 teams that are competing for those 4 spaces. You've got Newcastle, you've got Aston Villa that are good sides, Forest were in the race. And if you look at some of the teams that finished, you know, mid-table, Crystal Palace, I think, could finish much higher in another league. I think you've got the likes of, as I mentioned earlier, Bournemouth that came 9th, and half their backline was picked for top sides. I think if you brought a lot of the stronger Premier League sides into, not even the stronger Premier League sides, the mid-table Premier League sides into the Bundesliga or into Ligue 1, I think they're in that Champions League race. And I think in the Premier League this season, you know, you have to be at the top of your game. You have to be at the top of your game. Like we're talking about Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Liverpool being the favourites for the title, being the top 4. But they've got to be at the top of their game because, you know, Spurs are improving. You know, I know Newcastle and Villa haven't had the best starts of the season, but they're good sides. And, you know, Manchester United's expectation is to be there when we're nowhere near right now. But there's 6 massive clubs, and I feel like that no other league has 6 huge clubs in their league.
Okay. Well, with Newcastle, again, there's the money comes straight into it. I believe Villa have got some money behind them as well. And I obviously mentioned earlier about them getting Diaby. You know, so again, you know, similar to the other fan. My personal opinion is, you know, with it being the richest league, of course you're gonna, you know, get some players in, maybe not the best players, but like Harry Kane left that league. Okay, cool, he was at Tottenham, but he left that league to go and win a trophy, to go and win, you know, we got the Bundesliga. And
because maybe he didn't win a trophy because it's actually hard and there's a lot of competition in the Premier League, and it was obviously where the crap side is Tottenham, and then he just goes immediately to like the Real Madrid of Germany, and just automatically, of course, pops off.
And now we're pushing on.
He was also priced out by Levy, I think. If he moved to another Premier League side, I think he would have added another 30, 40 million.
Okay.
Obviously, don't forget the English tax as well. Would have been way crazy higher. Let's say if Man City would have got him, would have been crazy.
So what about Michael Elise then?
Again, I think it was a Newcastle Bayern. He did go to Bayern because Bayern were in the Champions League and he wants to win trophies. But I think, you know, when it comes to the top Prem sides, normally they do pick a Liverpool over a Bayern Munich. Not every scenario. Okay. Like a lot of the German players will stay in Germany apart from obviously Wirtz recently. Yep. But I think that's that pull to the Premier League because I think one of the reasons it's the richest is because it's the most watched. You know, it's like this.
Maybe it's because like we actually perform well in Europe, so we get a lot of prize money as well. Also, don't take away the fact that obviously a lot of clubs in the Premier League are owned by rich, crazy rich owners.
So many fans of the Premier League, and I think obviously it being like English, you've got all the American people and all the people that speak English that watch it, but it's got such a large following which has allowed it to make so much money through sponsorships and everything to make it the richest. And also like one thing the Premier League has, and actually to be fair, Bundesliga has this as well, is where some of the smaller teams have such loyal fan bases all the way through the football tiers, and I think that sort of makes it like bigger and more profitable because there's fans going to the stadium, investing in their sides, and I think a lot of people want to come to the league for the passion of the fans and obviously how big it is as a platform.
Would you not say though, with the money that it has and is allowed to spend, you know, a Premier League club, if I'm right by saying, can stay in the league and get 100 million straight away through staying up, where if you know, a Bundesliga team, a Serie A team, you know, Juventus, for instance, you know, they've got Vlahovic, you know, that I actually think he's the highest paid player in that whole league, you know, and that's where, again, money comes into it. So I think because it's the richest, they can offer those wages.
Yeah, but I think it's the richest because it is the most watched, because it has some of the best players and some of the biggest teams and some of the biggest talents. It's like...
Exactly. Correct point. That's a good point.
It's the richest and it's also the best. And obviously that goes together, but I think there's a point where, you know, there's Barcelona, there's Real Madrid, they'll give out some crazy wages. Barcelona have had to obviously lower down their wage bill. It's obviously in general the Premier League's the richest, but Barcelona and Real Madrid can match the wages that Man United and City offer. Juventus in the past have done it. I think Vlahovic is on like over 300 grand a week or something. Like, it's not just the Premier League that can hand out those wages. Other big clubs can too. I think the Premier League just have more big clubs. Like a 13th place team in the Premier League can spend a lot more money than a 13th place team in like La Liga, for example.
Okay. I'm with you, but at the same time, like with some of the, would you not say some of the Spanish teams they play better football?
I mean, you can say that, like they're more technical and on the eye, better football, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of mid-table Spanish teams could come to the Premier League and probably get relegated because of the physicality.
Okay, we've got about a minute and a half. Alex, well done, my friend, well done. Okay, welcome. He took Elise, let him have it.
I think we're straying away from your actual argument, which was the Premier League isn't the best league, it's just the richest. Firstly, I want to ask, do you think that the Bundesliga is...
Before we get in, if the Premier League is not the best, how can Crystal Palace, a side that hasn't won in so long, win the FA Cup, beat Liverpool, the champions of England, in the Community Shield, and have beaten them, I think, 2 more times this season already? Insane. Come on. You don't see that in the other leagues, do you?
Better than the Premier League?
Yes.
In what way? Because from my perspective, Bayern Munich can kind of handpick all of the best players in the league.
I totally disagree.
But look how many players they've signed from Dortmund. I mean, and then they win
from
the league.
Dortmund. I'm glad you went with that, because Dortmund are actually the team that's taken the most Bundesliga players. Look at it this season. Wirtz, for instance, went to Liverpool. Nick Voddermaid went to Newcastle, and they all priced us out. So we have to now go with Premier League players, bringing them in.
But then your argument about Harry Kane going to the Bundesliga to win a trophy,
yeah.
Do you not think that kind of dismisses what you're saying, because he's left the Premier League and he's gone to the Bundesliga because it's easier for him to win a trophy there?
There you are. He's put my point out. That's true.
No, I wouldn't.
Because he scored hatfuls of goals every season for Spurs, but wasn't able to win.
There you are. He said it right there.
Full time. Well debated, everybody. Smashed it. Congratulations.
That last point put up there, exactly correct. That's what I said before. Harry Kane was destroying it. Well, not really destroying the Prem, but like going up there every single season for Golden Boot. You know, helping Tottenham as much as they can. They could never even get close. Well, they did get close, but then they could never get over the line. And then just move straight to the Bundesliga. And then, you know, obviously first season crazy by Bayer Leverkusen. Then after that, destroys it. He's still destroying it to this day. I think he's got more goals than actual matches, which obviously insane. So I think that puts it up there. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to still go over this and see you guys in part 2.